Hello Laravel friends, when it comes to the front end of your applications, we have Blade as a template engine in Laravel, which works great. But today we are used to use those snappy interactive UIs, so this is where JavaScript comes into play. Basically in Laravel you have two options here. You can just add JS as you want to your Blade files, or you can go full in with Inertia and the JavaScript framework of your choice, React or Vue for example. We're talking about Inertia in the next video. Today we're talking about the second option, which is Laravel Livewire by Caleb Porcio. Let's check out the website together and see what it is about. Here it is, pretty beautiful, and we have a nice big headline saying the most productive way to build your next web app. Okay, big words. I think more important here is the second one, powerful dynamic front-end UIs without leaving PHP. And this is one of the key factors about Livewire. You don't have to leave PHP to write stuff that you usually only get with JavaScript. I think also interesting is the first quote here down here by Taylor Otwell. In my opinion, Livewire takes Blade to the next level. It's basically what Blade should be by default. Okay, which also is pretty cool because it already tells you and me that it's a lot like Blade, but with some more features. And you can also see this here in this example, which looks like a lot like a Blade component where we have this class file for the component and we have this view Blade file here. And the only thing different is that for our class files, we have here the render method where we're going to render the view file. And then inside our view, we have those wire attributes, which just gives our markup here, our elements superpower. But let's take a look at a real example. This is a little website here with a list of some of Laravel's ecosystem products and packages, which I have prepared for you. And we have this search here, which currently is not working. So what we want to do is we want to implement this now. But first, let's take a look what this currently looks like. It's all done via Blade. So let's start at our web route file here. So we have an eco endpoint here, and then we have an eco view file, which we're linking here, which we will see here. And here we have just Blade, we have a layout, we have our markup here, we have our search input, which is here at the top, and then down here we're looping over through all the products. And what we want to do is we want to do this in Livewire. But traditionally, how would we do this without Livewire? What we would use is probably add here above our import a form, and then we would link this to a specific endpoint with an action. So send this, send a full request to our controller, and then validate this, and then return the specific results back, which we want to. So a full page reload. But now we want to do this differently with Livewire. So we're going to create a Livewire component here. I'm doing this with the Laravel IDEA plugin, and let's call this products list. And what this gives us is two files. First, already this class list, similar to the example here, nothing in here yet, and then also this view file, which is really empty. So let's get the code from our eco Blade file. Let's select all of this here, cut this out, and let's bring this into our view file of our Livewire component inside this div. Okay, and we also know that we don't want to get all the products like this here in our view file. It's not a good idea to do this. So we're assuming we get some kind of products here back. So how do we get them? We can link them to our rendered method, to the view method here. And let's say the products that we want to get are products all, similar to what we had before. So it's basically the same, but now we have this inside the class, which is a little bit cleaner. All right, here let's remove this and let's get in our Livewire component, which is called products list like this. So again, very much similar to a Blade component. And here, still not working the search, but the rest looks the same. So this means we didn't break anything, but we have now a working Livewire component. Okay, now let's think about how we can bring some new features to this component with this search here. Let's go to our class here. And what we're going to need is a public property, which we call search. So this will be the search term, which user will input into the input. And then for our product, we are using a search method, which I've created, which is a macro, which just gets the products for a specific search term here. And if we don't have a search term, it will give us all products. So just a little macro that I created. Okay, And to see that this is working, let's add here Forge as an example, and you can see immediately we only get one result back. Our input is still empty, this is not being used yet, it doesn't work yet, but we see that our search is working. And now we need to link our import here to our public property called search. And we can do this in Livewire with wire model and then the name of the public property, which is search. What we also want to use here is wire model.live. So whenever I type something into the search input, we will get a result. Let's try this out. Yeah, empty, we get all results. Let's try vapor. Yes, we only get vapor, so and wire as well. So this means our search is already working here. And the only thing we needed here was this class here with a public property and the render method. On the other side, we just have basic plate with just a little bit of Livewire here to link a specific input with a public property inside our class. And this is how we made our search work. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that you can do with Livewire. And I hope this example helps you to give you a little overview of how it works. And the great thing about Livewire is you don't have to go all in immediately. Just use it a little bit here, another component there, and see how you like it, and then you can go all in later if you want to. Everything else in your application will still work, and you can go step by step. One last benefit I'd like to mention is that you can also test your Livewire components in PHP, which I believe is a huge benefit because setting this up in JavaScript is a lot more work, and you can stick to tools that you're already used to like Pest and PHP Unit. So again, Livewire is your choice when you need interactive UIs, which you normally would only get with JavaScript, but you don't want to write it yourself and you want to stick to your guns, PHP and Laravel. Thank you, Caleb, for creating this amazing tool, and have fun with Livewire. Bye.